Welcome to camping season 2022. This is our first trip of the year and we are at White River Campground in Cicero, Indiana. We've never been here before. We are currently in site C60, which is at the very far end of the campground, and we didn't know anybody who had been here before, so this is all entirely new to us. But we've been here about maybe a half hour and it's semi set up, but about 5 minutes down the road is a really good pizza place. So we're gonna place a pizza order for dinner, not worry about cooking tonight, and go grab the pizza, come back and just chill for the rest of the night at camp. The weather this weekend is not looking very favorable. It's the last weekend in April, so in Indiana, that's I don't know, honestly, you just never know what it's going to be like. It's probably high 60s right now, and they're calling for thunderstorms tomorrow, potential for hail and isolated tornadoes, which is pretty much par for the course for us. Anytime we try to do a spring camping trip, this is what happens. It rains, it storms, whatever. We have to figure it out. So Ernie and I are hanging out at the camper. Jordan is taking Wilbur for a walk, which we've had Wilbur on the vlog before, but Wilbur is our treeing Walker Coonhound. He's 8 years old. He is a hunting dog through and through that never hunts. He is a huge couch potato, but he loves to walk, he loves to go. He has a lot of anxiety, but Jordan is trying to exhaust him so that he will come back to camp and be a quiet boy and be very good for us so that we can go get some dinner and have a nice relaxing night at camp. If you can hear the dog howling in the background, that's Wilbur. He's very loud. Thankfully, the spot that we're at is at the very end of the row, so we don't have any neighbors to our right. No, you're not going to go out. No, you're not. You're going to stay inside with me. Yes. And so we are going to try and keep him quiet-ish, but this is sometimes a losing battle. So we will take you on a tour before we go, and now we're going to go get some pizza.
Yeah, it's up here.
How was the river?
Quiet, calm, well,
Did somebody try and get in?
No, he didn't, actually. He didn't exactly know what to do. He's like, I want to, but it's wet and I don't like water. Well, I just picked up the pizza, and I have to say, Bronco's is a hopping little joint. Really good service. I was in and out in just a couple minutes, so that was awesome. And now we get to take a look at the pizza. So we also got breadsticks. Gotta have breadsticks. You ready? You ready? Oh, pizza! Pizza, 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 pizza.
This is Cicero, Indiana. It's about 5 minutes down the road from the campground, and it's totally worth checking out. There are lots of restaurants, fast food, pizza. There's one restaurant right on the water. There's Morse Reservoir, which is a really nice lake. It has a swimming area, boat rentals, lots of things to do that I would consider to be family friendly. A few more minutes down the road and you'll find the Nickel Plate Express, which we have done. It was wonderful. We've actually done it twice. It's a train ride, a short train ride that goes out and comes back to the same place and usually has a theme to the ride. We did a Harry Potter experience once and something about
local folklore where they told stories about history and ghost stories and stuff around Halloween. It was a lot of fun. It's definitely worth seeing if you have kids. The campground itself is pretty kid-friendly. I mean, you'll see on the right when you first come in, there is a playground, lots of kids riding their bikes. This is the main road that goes through the campground. It's pretty much a straight line right along the river. And then on the left are sites that are actually waterfront. You cannot swim in the river, but the waterfront sites make it really nice if you want to go fishing or just sit by the water, which is really peaceful and pretty slow moving most days. On the right, those sites do not back up to the water, but there are plenty of places where you can get access to the water, including a boat ramp at the end of the campground near where our site is, and a few places just where there are no campsites where you could walk right up to the edge of the grass and get close enough to the water to fish or just sightsee. There are lots of dogs in this campground this weekend. I don't know if that's a regular occurrence. I assume it is, but everyone was super friendly. Everyone had their dogs on leashes and everybody seemed really well behaved. Our corner though, here in the back, you'll see is pretty quiet and kind of empty. I assume that's because we are so far from the shower houses. There is a bathroom and we did get the site right next to it, so that was really convenient for us since we are not self-contained. We don't have a shower and a toilet that we use regularly in our camper, so that was nice, but there are no showers. These are just bathrooms. Flushing, and they do have water and sink and all of that, so you can wash your face and brush your teeth. But if you want to shower, you have to go to the front, and those showers also include laundry, so that's really nice. But these sites actually are quite small back here, and they can be pretty tough to get in and out of. I can't imagine trying to back into these sites when they're all full.
It's good. The pizza is from Bronco's in Cicero, which is like 5 minutes down the road, so it's very close to the campground. There's also a Pizza King there that is legendary, I guess. I have had that Pizza King before, so I can vouch for it. But I had one piece of this pizza, and the breadstick's pretty good. Would definitely recommend you check it out if you are going to be staying at this campground and you want pizza one night. Definitely worth it. So it's pretty secluded back here, which is nice considering we have a dog who's kind of reactive, and we're working on sort of desensitizing him to the campground so that he can enjoy this. So there are restrooms here right next to us, but they're not a bathhouse, so they have no showers. They're just sinks and toilets. Interestingly enough, the toilets are 2 stalls and they have no doors. They have curtains. So a little different experience than I'm used to in a campground bathroom, but it's not the worst. There are flushing toilets. They're not pit toilets, so I count that as a win. The main feature of this campground is that it is across the river from Koteewi Park, which is basically like a prairie grasslands kind of preserve type of park. I remember this park from when I was a lot younger, and it was basically just trails in the middle of these big grassy fields. And now there is so much more to do in the park. In the winter they have a tubing hill for snow tubing. They have a zip line in the park that you can reserve, like a zip line tour up in the trees. There is a lake slash pond. It's a large pond. And there is like a nature center that you can go in and visit that has a lot of really cool stuff in it. So it's a really nice park with lots of trails to explore. Something else that's kind of unique about this park is they have stables at Koteewi, and you don't have to drive over there. You can drive over there. You can drive over to the park, but there is a big, beautiful blue bridge, footbridge. So they have stables. You can book a horseback ride through the park. I think it's a guided horseback riding adventure. They also have several things that are just nearby. So there's a Connor Prairie, which is sort of like a reenactment of colonial America. Morse Lake, not too far from here. And there's a beach there. So we are right next to the river. I have heard of there being instances when the river is high that this campground does close. There is no swimming in the river, but you can book like canoe and kayak trips with White River Canoe Company. You can also do tubing trips as well. The camp store here is really nice. They had t-shirts for sale, they had Christmas ornaments for sale, they had ice cream, like basic necessities if you forget something. It feels a bit more like a resort and less like a campground, which is pretty nice. I think we paid like $32 a night to camp here. So there are a lot of things to do at this campground. This year they just opened online reservations, so you can make a reservation online rather than calling, which I think is what you had to do before. It's pretty busy almost all summer long. Right now we are at the end of April. School is still in session and families are not getting out that much on the weekend. Plus we had such a crummy forecast for this weekend with the rain and storms coming in. It's about to start raining right now, that I'm guessing many people didn't show up this weekend. Hey, are you sleepy? Are you ready to go night-night? Yeah. To the back of us is this big wooded area behind this fence. It does say no trespassing private property, so they really don't want you to go over that fence. And then on back here is the boat ramp, a dumpster, the restrooms. The camp hosts here are
Very active.
very active. They are the most active camp hosts I think I've ever seen at a campground before.
They come around like every half hour?
We've been here for like 2 hours now, and they've already cleaned the restrooms, and they've driven past our site probably like 5 times on the golf cart. I don't know if they're just helping people or what they're up to, but there's 2 different camp hosts, they said. So I don't know if they take shifts or what, but...
Is this the campground map?
Yeah.
What are we doing next month?
A whirlwind road trip across
yeah.
a state we've never been to before.
Yeah, we are going to do a 13-day whirlwind trip out to Hershey, Pennsylvania and Harrisburg, and then do some exploring north and south of that before coming back. So we're going to spend a few days in Allegheny National Forest doing some hiking, sans the dogs, of course, and then we're going to move on down to Harrisburg and Hershey. We don't exactly know what we're going to do yet. Obviously Hershey has chocolate, and chocolate's always a good thing. So we're probably going to do some of that, but we've also found some really neat museums and botanical gardens and some other things that we might do. And then on the way back, we are going to stop in Columbus. Rachel and I are really big fans of zoos and aquariums, so we're going to hit the Columbus Zoo, and we're going to meet up with some of Rachel's friends from childhood.
High school?
We're going to meet up with one of Rachel's friends and her husband and kids from high school, and just spend a weekend with them over Memorial Day, and then we're going to call it quits and come home. We are up way earlier than what we had planned to be. Wilbur back there decided that he had, smelled something and decided to have a freak out moment.